Today I'm making a simple curry paste starter that will allow you to make almost any Indian curry in just a few minutes. Perfect for all of the popular curries like butter chicken, chicken tikka. I have a balti on the go here, and I'll occasionally throw in some veggie options too, so let's get straight into it. I have 4 medium onions to start with, which I'll chop coarsely. One of the advantages of this recipe is that there's no need to chop anything too finely, so it's very quick and easy to make, and I'll fry the onion in a well-oiled, medium-hot pan for a few minutes until the onions have softened and are starting to char around the edges a little, and if you like your onions a little more caramelised, you can leave them cooking for longer until they reach your preferred doneability, if that's a real word. I have 125 grams of peeled garlic next, and if you don't have a scale to weigh your garlic, aim for around 24 medium-sized cloves, and the garlic just needs to be crushed and then roughly chopped. So no messing about taking an age to chop it finely or mincing it like you would have to do if you were making an individual curry, because we're going to blend everything together eventually anyway, but this industrial amount of garlic does need to be cooked for a few minutes, so let it have a kiss and a cuddle with the onion while we prepare 100 grams of fresh ginger, and that would be about 4 thumbs worth, and as long as your ginger is organic and you've washed it, you can leave the skin on and just get it chopped up into smallish pieces. But again, it's not a beauty contest, so you don't need to spend too much time on this before adding to your pan and cooking for another couple of minutes. And all I'm doing here really is just cooking out the rawness from the garlic and the ginger. The pan may get a little bit dry after a couple of minutes, so that's high time to add 100 grams of, well, I'm using butter here, but you can of course use ghee, or refined coconut oil is a great substitute if you want a vegan option. And I'm cooking a little bit longer here just to melt the butter, and once the butter's melted, I'm going to knock the heat down a touch before adding the spices. 75 grams of curry powder, and again, if you haven't got scales to weigh your spices, that should be about 12 heaped teaspoons, give or take, and the same 75 grams of coriander powder. I'm only using spices that are easy to find in any decent supermarket for your convenience. 25 grams of cumin powder, or around 4 heaped teaspoons, and the same of garam masala powder. And that's the spice mix done now. You can adjust this to your taste if you have other spices that you want to use, but this is the basic mix, and it works great for any curry you want to make. And once your spice mix is done, you can just throw it all into the pan. I'm going in with 2 teaspoons of salt next. You'll need to add more when you make your curries, but you can work from this base level to salt your curries to your preference. And 2 teaspoons of pepper to finish. And once we start to stir this lot, you're going to find that the pan gets very dry. So I have 600 millilitres of chicken stock on standby, and I'll pour about half of that stock in to lubricate everything. And you can obviously use vegetable stock here if you don't do meat. And once that's all stirred in, you should be left with a thick, rough curry paste that will be ready to be blended. You may have noticed that I didn't add any heat to this paste because it just gives me more flexibility when I come to make different types of curries. If I don't have any chilli in at this point, you can always add the chilli in later. You'll also see tomatoes in quite a lot of curry paste recipes, but I don't bother with them either. All the curry dishes I've developed for use with this paste already have tomatoes or tomato puree in them. And in my next video, I'll be showing you my 5 favourite curries to make with this curry starter. So if you're interested in saving yourself a lot of time and hassle, make sure you look out for that one. And to help blend this curry paste, I'm going to add the remaining stock just to loosen everything up. But even though I've got more liquid in there now, I'm still going to need to be careful and blend slowly at first. I did try blending this one time on full power straight away, and the arse did fall out of my blender, so just take it easy at first if you're going to blend this in a stand blender like me, although you can use a hand blender too if you don't have a stand blender. I'm just going to put this in a bowl now just to show you the weight, and you can see that it's around 1200 grams. The paste will make 4 large curries, each of which will serve 4 to 6 people comfortably. So for 4 pans of curry, I separate it into 4 portions of 300 grams each, and then I freeze them, and then when I make a curry I just defrost one and throw it in a pan with a couple of other ingredients to put a curry together in just a few minutes. And if you want to see these recipes, like I said, I'll be revealing them in my next video, which will be coming up very soon. So if you eat curry regularly, you'll definitely want to check that video out. And if you want to know how this will taste without committing too many ingredients, check out my butter chicken video where I use the same spice mix. So either way, I should be seeing you again soon, eh? Oh, I can't wait. See you later, eh? Ta-ra.